Correct.
Mr. Mayor, I want to ask Chief Fraser a question. Have we not had activities behind the fire barn in the past, Marty?
Yes, we have, but it's,
How's that worked out in the past?
well, I can't compare apples to oranges there because the activities that's been there in the past are a lot smaller scale than what is proposed this year, especially with the construction of the new library. Totally eliminating one of our parking spots. We're limited to a half-size parking lot on the west side. If there's a 4-foot hole, somebody's gonna park in it.
Well, I wasn't thinking of the parking so much, I was thinking of the foot traffic from the activities. Has that been a problem in the past?
Not really, because we've kind of run shotgun on it, and we've offered advice, and we pointed people in the right direction, and I, for one, have told people where to go.
So you'll still be there to tell them, right? And the crew?
I will be there for a while. I won't be there till midnight, but
Oh, wow. Okay.
hopefully. But it's going to be some concern, but I think it's doable.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to...
One thing I'd like to say, if you've got people wandering around looking for a place to park, down toward us on the end of Cherry Street, there's usually quite a bit of room along the street, and, you know, a lot of people don't want to have to walk more than a half a block, but it's red flannel, so get on your boots and start walking. But there usually is quite a bit of room down there. And the other thing, I was looking at the form that Dave made out, and towards the end we have this city use part of it, where, I don't know, probably time-wise it didn't get completed, where city manager, DPW, police department, fire department, city council, you know, say yes or no, or concerns or conditions, and they sign off. I don't know why that wasn't done this time, but that's something we really need. As a DDA and a councilman, we need to know that all these people know about this stuff and what they can do and what they can't do. And police department is
It's a new form and it's getting...
yeah, they did just put it.
You can't go in the city council part until they talk to city council.
Right, but we would be going on basis of these other departments that's okay, there's problems.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve resolution 2016-27, Cedar Springs Brewery Community Event Application. Any other discussion? Hearing none, call for a roll call vote. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
Mrs. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Groves?
Having voiced my concerns, I still say yes.
Your vote is yes or no? Frank?
Yes.
Thank you. All votes yes. Motion carries. So I would recommend the manager get a hold of the departments and
I will.
let Mr. Ringler know our concerns. Thank you. Communications. With that stage of the meeting this evening, we have communications from the Kent County Board of Commissions and Committee vacancies. Anyone wishing to fill any vacancies for the county? Don't look at me. And then we have the Kent County report. Any questions on any of that? Item C, West Michigan Regional Planning Commission. That was interesting, referring to the broadband federal funding. Do you have any information on that, Mr. Moran?
Not other than what
What was in the
was sent
packet?
to me.
The question I would have is, that's a great idea, but how much?
And it's also a problem of mine that I don't have full staffing. I've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of things
Yeah.
recently.
And then moving on to the Red Flannel Festival brochure of events. Mr. Womack, have anything to add?
Other than the fact that Ms. Crazy sent that to me early, so I probably had it a day or two before anybody else. So I added it to your packet. I believe there's some over there on the table as well, if somebody wants to take one. But I'm excited. I'm signed up for the 5K.
Good deal. So the brochures will be available for the general public at your favorite location. Any questions with council on that?
excited that they're continuing to do it. 77 years. I had somebody at Forest Hills ask me about it today, about how long, such a long festival. I know, it's a nifty thing.
Okay, moving on to department reports. Mr. Lomax, you carry that.
I do have a couple things. Of course, I've been very, very busy recently due to short staffing, just because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I apologize, Councilor Powell, I know you like to read my weekly updates. Unfortunately, it takes me about a week and a half to 2 weeks to do them. But the first thing is I've started a city Facebook page. I even made a cool little thing that says, please like us on Facebook. It is currently on the front door of City Hall, and the search term is @official City of Cedar Springs. So I hope to use that as kind of a alternative to the city's website. It's a little bit easier to update, and I can put more social type events, and less business type events, or less governmental type events, I should say.
Thank you so much for this.
Sure. Well, thank me when I've, done it for a couple of years and it's been effective. A minor thing, I added a weather widget to the city's webpage. I've been doing a lot of work on that. I've been trying to learn the ins and outs. So I've learned quite a bit about WordPress recently. I posted our treasurer job in a number of locations. We've received some good applications. My staff and I will be picking out the best candidates probably by Monday at the latest, and we'll try to set up some interviews by the end of the month at the latest. We may have to bring in a part-time or temporary accountant to help us, because we do have some important dates coming up.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah. And alongside that, my staff has done an excellent job picking up the slack with the transition. Deb Burnett actually did an excellent job with the transition herself. She set us up really well, and I thank her for that. She's also fielded some of my questions after she's left. I just wish everybody would leave that gracefully.
Thank you to Deb.
Yeah, and she did an excellent job for the city. I attended the Lions Rotarian Picnic. I had a great time. Rose Powell showed me around, Donna Clark showed me around. I will be out of town at the MML conference next week between the 14th and 16th. I will still have access to my email, and my staff can call my cell phone if it's an emergency. I'll let council know that I'll also be out of town October 24th to the 29th. I will be visiting with Mickey Mouse. Same thing, I'll be checking my email and I'll have my cell phone on me, and we'll figure out who's in charge sometime between now and then.
Well-deserved vacation.
Yes.
I do want to specifically point out something I did, I think it was yesterday. We worked so many hours, it's kind of blending all together, but as you may see on YouTube, the painting's down here in the front of the gallery. Mine is the best one. But Miss Councilor Powell and Miss Clark also did theirs. Theirs are the second and third best.
In no specific order.
But I had a great time, and it was a great event for a number of reasons. First of all, because we all had a great time. And the Lions Club, they were able to accept, what was I told, $169 in donations and money from the event. And that money will eventually be donated to the library for, I believe, audio-visual equipment.
Adapted for sight and hearing. It's called a Million Pennies fundraiser.
But I also want to specifically name the artist who led the group. Her name is Andrea Lucas. She has a Facebook page and a website called Oh It's That Kind of Party. And I have contact information for her if anybody would like to get in contact with her. But she did an excellent job leading the group. And as you can see, we came up with some pretty awesome paintings.
Will they be at Art Prize?
She is, not ours, she is at Art Prize.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to vote for her. Other than that, I did have Ms. Burnett come up with the USDA numbers that you guys asked about last time.
Oh, yeah.
I unfortunately and very stupidly do not have a copy in front of me, but I believe it was part of your packet.
Yes, it was a very detailed breakdown. It was
So,
very nice.
hopefully that answers your questions.
Yes.
If not, I'll call Deb Burnett, she can answer your questions for you in her new job. But other than that, I had a great first month on the job, I thought. Maybe other people have other opinions, and they can let me know privately afterwards. But I'm excited to have Ms. Newland on board. And of course, Ms. Witt has been doing an excellent job for us as well. Mr. Gross, I'm happy to have you on board. And I think we're moving in the right direction.
Thank you for your work, and Ms. Witt, we really appreciate your due diligence and your work you've been doing for us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item B, Department of Public Works, Mr. Freshman, I think you have a great announcement.
Oh, well, like I said, on the workshop, my apologies for not having a report done. I was slightly under the weather for an entire week, so I didn't get a chance to get it in. But we did meet with, had a meeting this morning with representatives from the USDA from Washington, and also the representative from the state USDA. We met at the wastewater treatment plant today to go over our project, our sewer project, and we had a chance to tell them everything, that we did with the USDA funding. But at the treatment plant, we got to show them because everything we did in town is underground, you can't see it, but everything we did at the treatment plant, they had a nice tour, got to see everything we did there. They were very pleased at the way the funds were dispersed at the treatment plant. Just happy all the way around. It was just part of a kind of a PR tour they're doing. They had 4 different places in Michigan they wanted to hit, and we happened to be one of them. So it was a great opportunity to meet them, and it was nice to get some kudos the way we handled the entire project, not just the treatment plant. And that was, if you've never been through a project this big, I never ever want to do it again because it's just mind-boggling. $2.8 million is just a little teeny bit of money to the USDA, but to a community our size, it's huge. And to somebody like me, it's very huge. So it's almost done. We got just the generators to do yet at our wells, which means everything in our system, water system, sewer system, will all have backup power. Everything. So the power goes out in Cedar Springs. The water's going to run, sewer's going to go away, no matter what, which was a huge goal of mine. So I get to realize that, and I thank the USDA profusely. Without them, cities like us would not have the opportunity to do the upgrades. It was great. Great kudos for the city, for the staff. It was just absolutely wonderful people.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask the DPW director a question?
Sure.
So, awesome. I'm so excited, and thank you, Tom, for all the hard work you put in this. My question is, because we know that our entire water treatment system and our sewer system has been sorely in need of updating for a long time. How close are we, and this is why the water bill went up, because we have to pay for that. This was a loan, to be clear. This $2.8 million was a loan that we now have to pay back through increasing our water rates. How close are we to being where we need to be to have everything what it ought to be?
You want the honest answer?
Yes, I want the honest answer.
I could put it into one word, not even close,
Okay.
or you could go into maybe a dollar figure.
Okay. Do you have a dollar figure off the top of your head?
I would do an estimate of $20 to $30 million
Okay.
to get us to where we should be.
Okay.
And those are just the things that we know of.
This took us off of critical, right?
Right. This is only critical infrastructure.
Right.
We do have a list, what's called a reliability study that we had to do. I put together and upgraded with, along with the city's engineers. And we do have that on record. Now, that lists probably $5 million, I'm guessing, dollars of critical upgrades that need to be done, that the DEQ says that, yes, you need to do this. Now, there's a
In the
whole,
next time frame?
it should have been done years ago.
Okay.
The line that we put from the well house out to the redundant line, that's been in the works for probably, I'm guessing, 20 years.
Okay.
And that was part of the original reliability study. 20 years later, we got one thing done out of, look at it.
Right, okay.
We have some infrastructure that's been in the ground for way over 50 years. and
Okay, some since the WPA, right?
Right, 50 years is the lifespan of anything that's in the ground, and we're way past that on most of our infrastructure.
That's national too, we're not the only ones with that road.
I just, when our citizens are feeling the pain of having to pay additional water bills, I want people to understand, like, what we're doing, how far we have to go, how much we've done.
And I really would like to address that. I mean, the water and sewer industry, the way it's going, is going to be more important than gas and oil. And
Who said that for you?
if you think you pay a lot for water and sewer now, within a 20-year period, it's going to probably quadruple. Just so you know the way the trend's going.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, I appreciate the clarification and the specificity and the honesty. So, thank you.
Moving on, the Sheriff's Department's report.
Nothing additional.
Thank you. Chief Fraser, front and center.
I'm not gonna be quiet.
Okay.
I passed out a little flyer previous to the meeting. It's just the value of the membership of the Kent County Fire Commission. It's an informational piece of paper, is all it is. I've had a couple of people ask me, why do we belong to the Fire Commission? For what we pay to lease that truck is a dime in a bucket. Counselor Gross has dealt with them before and been part of the program too, as the previous two chiefs. Insurance premiums, they cover everything. The truck and everything is bolted to it. Axes, ladders, hoses is our responsibility. However, the Fire Commission will replace that truck with a new truck if something should happen. We got a 1986 truck in there that I'm looking to replace soon. However, if that should be in an accident, unfortunately, whether it's our fault or not, the Fire Commission will replace that truck with a brand new one. I know that
So what
gives
you're
a couple,
telling us.
that gives a couple people a couple of weird ideas, but no, it's not gonna happen on my show.
Thank you.
Good to know.
Just a quick, risk management, collaborative purchasing, stuff like that. I thought this was a informational piece of paper and would like to share it with the council.
Thank you. The city, might know, has been in that for
Quite some time.
since it was informed, I believe. The county used to provide us with a loan truck, and they used to house it at the old road commission. And then we acquired it and staffed it, and then it went into this.
When I joined, they had a 1975 Ford that comes to the county fire commission. So it goes back quite a few years. And
Would you like me to tell you how old I was in 1975?
It's been a great asset and a program for the city and all the municipalities to be in. There's no way the city could pick up $500,000 to buy a new engine, let alone equip it. We do pay a lot to equip it, but the major expense is that truck. Plus all the training you folks get, and I'm sure you get some medical stuff from them, the county. purchasing program, so there's just a host of things. It's a very good benefit for the community in a whole.
Kent City just put out specs on a new engine. It's their time in the rotation. They've got something like we've got on as a walkthrough. It's where you climb up and run the engine from, and it was $410,000 for that truck. County come up with a roughly $200,000, so the village and township of Kent City has to come up with the other 210. So that's something we started setting monies aside for the last couple of years to put it in the budget. So at come time, 2026 is our date. So 2025, we're going to be asking for donations.
Thank you, Chief, for all that you do and all your people do for the community.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to ask you, is our fire department going to be in the final memorial parade, the one at night with the lights and stuff?
Yes, I've talked to, briefly talked to Randy. Told him that we would have a couple trucks in there. However, I'd still like to stick by my guns. My engines deployed on the outskirts of town, red final day, during the parade, so that we have an emergency, we can get out.
Then they're done that.
Any report on antique fire
We're
truck?
working on it.
Got it.
Never heard that. I go through parade and wait, when it's red flag, wait, but we don't have no place to park it.
There you go.
All right, any other questions?
I have a question for him. Chief Frazier, isn't it still a case where the Kent County Fire Commission goes off our SEV?
Yes.
So do we not collect monies off from larger municipalities whose share of what they pay in is greater than what ours is?
Yes.
Yes. So partially, we are living off from income from other locations. The investment we put in is only a portion of what we can get back. So,
Plainfield just joined the fire commission within the last 2 months. You can imagine what their FCV is.
Yep.
It's just a, I can't express enough how big an asset it is to the city.
Makes the purchasing power a lot better.
Oh, yeah. When you go in and you, instead of buying 500 feet of hose, you buy 5,000 feet of hose, you get a substantial price drop. It's just like, that's one example. Insurance, I think the insurance, they switched from Barron's and Stoic, I think, to MML. I want to say the yearly figure is somewhere around $100,000 for insurance. That's a sizable check to write once a year for fleet insurance. And like I said, that covers everything. The truck and everything is bolted to it.
And this is to ensure people that run into the burning building.
No, that's
It's just the equipment
Isn't
they
it?
wear.
Is it
it's
just
the
equipment?
equipment. It's the equipment.
We covered
Okay.
them.
The city has policy
Okay.
on
Two women
on
on
us. And
So
they're working,
yeah, ours is through on the now.
ours is, they're working on some desirable additional benefits, and they're working out something with workman's comp if we were to get hurt on the job or en route or on the way home. That's a work in progress, so.
Great. I know MML covers the municipalities now. The city is under that, so it'd be a broader umbrella for even the county.
Yeah.
Well, the convention solicited bids from different insurance companies, and the savings was substantial between the ones they had, the broker they had, and what they have now.
Thank you, Chief.
Is there anything else? If not, I'll go sit down. Thank you.
Sit down.
Mrs. Witt, City Clerk, do you have anything for us?
Well, I'd just like to say that probably at the next council meeting, I'm going to be asking you, maybe someone's going to ask you to appoint the election workers. We need to ramp up on getting ready for the next election.
Sure.
And I wanted to thank you for my time as the interim clerk, and I wanted to welcome Rebecca and let all of you know that you have my full support if there's anything I can do to help.
We appreciate all the work and help you've done. Thank you very much.
You've been a huge help.
Yes. Any other questions of the clerk? Moving on to the Finance Director Treasurer.
Unfortunately, Deborah Nett has left us, but she, like I said previously, she left very gracefully. She did help us out to the very end. She did put together, with Carrie's assistance, the cash summary report, the revenue expenditure report, and the USDA loan information that council previously asked for.
Very good report, thank you much.
On that amount there was, I see total 200, am I reading this right? $2,174,732 spent. And we have, am I reading that right?
That would be the total grant, or
Yeah.
loan, whatever the balance.
Oh, is it? And then the balance is $157,879?
That should be what we have left.
Is that, I'm saying,
That's what we have left.
is that what we haven't spent yet?
Well, that's in the works, it's been
Has some of it
allocated,
been,
it's been allocated.
okay, so that's the question we still don't know the
Once
answer
we
to.
get the rest of these projects done, and then we'll have a final dollar amount left over.
But we have a pretty good idea how much they all cost.
Oh, yeah, well, until it's done. Hard numbers, hard numbers.
So the check's clear.
So we don't know how much money we have left if they need more at the.
Well, we have a good,
Well, they tried to spend zero, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna make that. We're just about down to zero in the sewer portion. We won't be in the water portion. We'll have a good chunk left over in the water portion. And that will go, whatever we have left will go toward our first payment back to the USDA. So,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
yeah, so that'll bring us,
Good.
once we pay that back to them, that'll put us at zero.
yeah.
And then we just start making our payments from there. But we still will be under budget by the time we're done.
They just subtract it.
Uh,
Basically, they just subtract it.
Yeah.
Is it just a time frame that we can't spend the rest of it?
No, we're just, we have the generator ordered. This is the last thing we have to do is the generator. Once it's here, we can have it installed, have the other one moved, installed. Once that's complete, then we're completely done with the USDA funding. So,
We'll be at zero.
we won't be at zero until the first payment back to the
Right.
USDA. Whatever we have left over gets paid back on the first payment to the USDA.
Right, I understand that, but we could have spent that money on
We-
other things.
But the problem is there's not enough of it to do a project.
Got it, okay. The stuff that we have left costs more than what the money is we have
Correct.
left.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to see if it was time we were out of, or what was the thing that,
Not enough money,
not enough money. Got it.
remember that.
No.
Okay, any other questions on the agenda items or code or building inspection or boards and commissions? Any other business to be brought before the council?
Mr. Mayor, I would only say that the planning commission did not have a meeting previous to this one, which is why they don't have minutes for you.
Understandable. There will be a meeting coming up. Okay, at this stage of the meeting, we're at item 11, and council comments. Mr. Clark.
One moment, I thought yeah.
Time's up.
Thank you very much. The air show from the Wolverine Skyhawks was a very great success. Huge numbers of people came out from Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Sparta, all of the surrounding area. They were very, very pleased with the result of that. Best turnout we've had for raising funds for the Veterans Retirement Home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Veterans
There were hundreds of people there, they were across everywhere, and Wolverine, the discotheque is now, everything's full, everywhere, people coming and going.
Great.
And as a report on the grant that the city is, I think I should have, Womack.
Which grant?
Which
Which grant? The DNR grant?
The DNR grant, yeah. Everything, as far as you know, is moving along smoothly, and,
As far as I know, I haven't had a whole lot of information on that,
okay.
so we should probably sit down soon and talk about it.
Okay. From the last meeting with the CBDT's Capital Campaign Committee, they're also looking at the TAP grant, which would also be something that the municipality would have to apply for. And they don't really know what part of the project would be appropriate for that TAP grant, but it's not limited to $300,000 like the other one. Whether or not we would get all of that, who knows? That's always the crapshoot, I suppose you might say. But we're still talking about bridges, they're talking about the boardwalk, and according to some of the statistics, we have to have a 14-foot wide boardwalk. And the bridges have to be 14 feet wide.
They have requirements.
They do. And so that, of course, is upping the ante on the money. One of the things that I'm very interested in supporting in some way is, we've talked about the patronicity, the crowdfunding. One of the things that's very effective is a video, but the videos aren't cheap. But if we're going after $50,000 to support the project, to spend $2,000 to $3,000 could be something that we'd be interested in investing. So I'll be bringing more information back on that and looking at the budget to see if there's any place where we can pull money for that possibility.
Now, for the videos, where you have to use their videos, or you allowed to make your own?
Make your own, yeah.
Something maybe I'll find a school project, whether it's.
Well, we've talked about that possibility. We've talked to PageWorks out of Grand Rapids. We're talking now to Wayne Weed, who lives in Howard City. He has a production company as well. He's done work with Ferris. So we're looking at different angles to see where we can get the best product for the least money. So we're still in talking stage.
Okay. Any other?
That's it.
Mrs. Powell?
I went to the air show too, it was really wonderful.
It was great, wasn't it? Yeah.
CBDT meeting on September 20th, same as the planning commission, but the, regarding the clock tower, the sales rep is going to be there from Virgin, and his national director, whatever, they're all going to come in and check that out for our Veterans Clock Tower and give us a show. And that'll be interesting. Bob Truesdale received his card, and I sent him a wood and red flannel that we had made, and he said, thank you very much. And happy Red Flannel Day, everybody. I'm gonna go.
Mrs. Conlon?
I would just like to say I'm so excited. We have a new clerk, Wahoo, and Fire Up Chip. She's a Chippewa, so I have to give a shout out. Sherry Gross, I'm so glad you were up here to join us. And we need more experience in history and people who know what happened when, so I'm really glad that you're here to help with that. And all of the wonderful service you've given to the community through the fire department. And yes, by the next time we meet, Red Flannel Days will be in the books. So again, really excited for everything everybody's going to do to make that happen, and our wonderful Grand Marshal, Donna Clark. So cute. And the library, oh my gosh, I just keep walking by and pinching myself because I see it kind of rising out of the ground. It's a magical thing. It's just amazing. So it's a really great time to live in Cedar Springs. I'm so excited.
Mr. Durham?
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to get my feet wet before I make the big dive in come Election Day. And I want to be a value to this board and maybe bring some thought process in that hasn't or has been overlooked before. And my intent is to work with each and all of you, although we may disagree at times. And looking forward to having the opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Welcome, thank you. You'll be a great asset, we're sure. Mr. Hopkins, Alderman of the Circus?
I want to thank everybody's been having to pull the extra weight while we've been a little short-staffed. Thank Tom for all the work he's done on that Department of Ag grant and dealing with all that money stuff for that grant alone. And Marty, for your team, putting the fires out. Of course, our police department taking care of things. The Dragonfly landed behind the fire barn. If anybody hasn't seen it, then just go heads up. landscaping around, it's not fully done, it won't be done until the wetland restoration's done in there, but that is going to be after the grand part of the dinner that Dan was talking about. Interesting things happening in town, everybody's moving along. We got that fundraiser for Bryson Ricker at Skinnerfield on October 15th.
Yes. October 15th, nice tomorrow.
And there's a lot of people putting in time and effort for that.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have a lot of invested members of our community that are investing in the community, not just their own personal lives. So I want to thank everybody that is ambitious enough for that.
Thank you. It's exciting times here in town. There's a lot of things happening. We're moving forward. Things are happening. We have a wonderful staff, and it shows. Right up to our new treasurer. And appreciate Mr. Womack's here. He's done a great job for us so far. And everything is going great. And with that note, no other business to brought